to restore genuine democracy, I remain particularly concerned over the persistent situation of instability and of frequently recurring abuses of the human rights of citizens perceived by the military-turned-civilian APRC regime in power as enemies simply for holding dissenting political opinions. 3. Despite widespread condemnation plus the international pressure being exerted in favor of political reforms, the UDP senior member added the APRC regime in power still largely retains its authoritarian instincts reflected in its intolerance of opposition and its generally and narrow-minded outlook. Perceived opponents routinely face victimization and discrimination in accessing state-funded opportunities and other public amenities. The more prominent among them additionally run the daily risk of harassment, arbitrary arrests, unlawful detention and abduction, as well as secret killings. Other well-respected observers of the Gambia scene, such as Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, World Organization Against Torture, and the United States State Department, NYASIC continued, have also in recent past repeated their expression of disquiet over the climate of repression and fear prevalent in the country, a situation which he added in the false asylum attestation encouraged and facilitated by the regime's appalling record of disregard for human rights, including and the willful undermining of democracy and the rule of law. Mr. Boubacar Barrow's persecution. I know for the fact that his fear of persecution in the Gambia for reasons of political victimization is well-founded, given the record of the regime in the Gambia dealing with political opponents and journalists. Should he return to the Gambia under the prevailing circumstances, he will be doing so at great risk to his freedom and possibly to his life. What he needs today is protection from such harm, accordingly to the obligations arising under international conventions on refugees. Those are the first of a series of startling information gathered by investigators from a treasure trove of documents, including huge copies of false documentation emanating from individuals, some of whom are senior UDP executive members, in their bid to secure fake asylum for people and also damage the good image of the Gambia. The Gambia Teachers Union has joined other unions across the globe to commemorate World Teachers Day. Louis Mendy has more on the annual event reserved to pay homage to teachers for their contribution to humanity.
The slogan "Solidarity Forever" joined the rest of the world in commemorating World Teachers Day. Observed the 5th of October each year, World Teachers Day is reserved to pay homage to the teaching fraternity for their contribution to humanity. And so on this day, Babukar Boy, the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, lauded the commitment of Gambian teachers to the delivery of quality education. PS Boy said the government recognizes the importance of providing quality and the role teachers play in its delivery. The Gambia's theme for this year's event is a call for teachers. Celebrants say the caption is apt. At this age, the education system is teachers sought worldwide. However, Antoinette Korjak, the General Secretary of the Gambia Teachers Union, a body working towards ensuring the welfare of teachers is in check, acknowledged that one way of luring enough teachers into the system is for governments to have their overall working conditions improved.
Mr. Chairman, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, on this special day, all member states have the opportunity to undertake an evaluation of the access to quality and affordable education to everyone and the provision of appreciating conditions of service for teachers enumerated in the UNESCO ILO recommendations concerning the status of teachers and the recommendation concerning the status of teachers in the higher education sector.
Describing teachers as warriors against ignorance and prejudice with the need to be empowered, Aissatou Ndaw, the head of the School of Education Gambia College, added that their efforts in shaping life needs global recognition.
Also a call for teachers for continuing and striving to improve their subject content knowledge and pedagogical skills. A call to say thank you to the teachers for the many lives they have touched.
Folami Marong, president of the Gambia Teachers Union, teachers deserve merit and support of societies, for as providers of knowledge, they are the cornerstone in the attainment of Millennium Development Goals.
World Teachers Day calls attention for the need to raise the status of the profession, not only for the benefit of teachers and students, but for society as a whole, to acknowledge the crucial role teachers play. All over the world, A quality education offers hope and the promise of a better standard of living. However, there can be no quality education without competent and motivated teachers.
As the Gambia Teachers Union celebrates this day, the message remains: quality education is still far-fetched unless governments the world over invest heavily on teachers. As Antoinette Korjak, the General Secretary of the Gambia Teachers Union, puts it, there can be world-class curriculum with state-of-the-art infrastructure, but without quality and well-trained and motivated teacher force, quality is likely to be absent in education. The day-long event subsided with a symposium on qualities which makes up a good teacher. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
The community of Kuntaya in the North Bank region has a new market. The facility, which was constructed at a cost of $500,000, was recently inaugurated by the Minister of Lands and Regional Government. Buba Sise witnessed the ceremony.
The colorful ceremony was attended by senior officials from across institutions and departments under the Ministry of Lands and Regional Government. The project was fully funded by the Kerewan Area Council as part of a series of projects under implementation in the North Bank region.
Probably to say this very structure you're looking at the background, sponsored by Kerewan Area Council single-handedly. Earlier you were informed by the ward councillor of this ward, who developed to be my vice chairman, Honorable Khan, informed you the idea was conceived as a matter of an approach to development. That is from the village development committee to ward development committee and onwards transmission to council for a funding to the project. So meaning the people were involved from the onset of conceiving of the project, which has given us confidence without doubt that the project will be sustainable in as much it has come from the ideas of the indigenous. So it will be sustainable and it will be maintained and it will be handled with extra care that any other project has never been cared like that.
About the source of funding this huge project, Lamin Sise, the chairman of Kerewan Area Council, explains.
This has come as a result of effective and careful management of council resources. We want to prove ourselves to the whole world, especially to the Gambians. If they say councils don't have capacity, we prove that wrong. To say that Kerewan Area Council is exceptional to that. And we can do far more than this. And we have projects which are similarly in the same magnitude as this market project. And of course, projects still under implementation, which are almost halfway to this funding. So Kerewan Area Council can proudly say that this has been managed out of the rates and taxes that we collected, and effectively and efficiently managed by the management of Kerewan Area Council.
The Minister for Lands and Regional Government, Mahmoud F.K. Colley, said though the event was not part of his tour, he treasures it wholeheartedly, saying projects of this nature should be replicated countrywide.
I want these type of things to be replicated across the country by almost, if all the area councils within this country can emulate an effort of this nature, it is highly and will be always highly appreciated by my ministry and all the rest of the people or the directors or of line departments that are with me on this trek. It is definitely very wonderful. We are so much moved and we are so much happy and we are so much appreciative of whatever we have met on this tour, particularly this particular project.
Speakers commended Kerewan Area Council for providing the people with a viable market, urging the women to make the best use of the facility vis-à-vis its maintenance and sustainability for good of all. Now the work is complete and the project is handed over to the beneficiaries. The people are expected to take charge of its maintenance and sustainability for the benefit of the community. Buba Sise, GRTS.
We'll be back with news from outside the Gambia in a moment.